Hey everyone, I wanted to do story time today. I would like to share with you about some of the things that I've been through within the ministry and some of the stories of these women. And I'll change some of the names around just in case somebody ever, the women ever comes across it, so they don't feel bad or anything like that. But I am led to share, because that's what we do. We share testimony, we share what we've been through, and we're able to witness for other people. So last year, while I was going through my storm, what I learned that, when you are going through hardship, and you're waiting for a miracle, that, while you're waiting for this miracle, be a miracle to somebody else. And while you're waiting for prayers, pray for other people and fight for other people. Be an intercessor. Intercessor is someone who fights for someone else, who gets messages from the Spirit for them. And I didn't know about any of my gifts until I went through my storm, and until my marriage was tested, And it really is your faith and your obedience that is going to help move God to work with you, and for God to trust you, that He can trust you with these gifts, that you're going to do it for good, So I prayed one day and I said, hey, send somebody to me, God, so that I could help. And even though I'm going through my storm, I'd like to help somebody while they're going through their storm. Because I was very alone during most of it. And until I learned how to fight, until I found the right people, and then I knew how to fight spiritually. So I belonged at that time to a group. It was like a spiritual warfare group for marriages. And so a lady posted something about her situation, and so I commented. And then she messaged me privately. She said, the Spirit's telling me I need to reach out to you and ask you for help. Can I call you? And she said something about your post, your comment, really, it really hit me, and I'm really led by the Spirit to reach out to you. So I said, sure, of course, you could call me. So she calls me. She's from the East Coast. So she calls me, and long story short, her husband has been having an affair. He had an affair for about a year, left her and their kids for about a year, and she stayed faithful and fought for him and waited for him. And so by the time that she called me, he had already been back for a year. But she said, Leah, the last couple months has been really weird, and I don't understand what's going on, and I just can't pinpoint what it is. Can you pray for me? And remember, she is the first woman that I'm helping, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I know my faith, and I know that my God is amazing. And so a lot of people think that in order to serve God, you've got to be perfect, you've got to be completely healed and completely cleansed. And God is not like that. You can't wait until you're perfect to serve Him. During the process of serving Him, you're being cleansed. You're being perfected as you're going through the process. So, I was nervous, and at that time I didn't pray for people over the phone, but of course now I do. But that time I didn't, because I was new, and I was scared and shy. So she asked me if I could pray for her, if I could get any messages for her. I said, sure. So later on, I got off the phone with her, and I prayed for her. And God dropped in the name Shannon. So I said, okay, this is weird. This is the first time it's ever happened to me. I'm like, all right, I don't know if I'm making that stuff up or God is really speaking to me. So then I pray again later that night. Excuse me. And then I got the name Sara. I was like, Shannon and Sara, okay. So I messaged her. And so then I said, hey, I don't know if this means anything, right? But I'm being obedient. It could be me, but it could also be God. And I never want to miss an opportunity. And that's another thing about serving God, is you never want to miss an opportunity. And so I said, here's the names that I got. I don't know what it means, but I just got the name Shannon and Sara. And so you should ask your husband about them. So then she said, thank you so much. I'll ask him. And then, it's late, because she's, on the East Coast, so 3-4 hours ahead of me. So then, that next morning, she messaged me. And do you know what she said? She said, Leah, my husband's moving out this weekend. And I was like, whoa. What happened? And so I'm like, she said, okay. So I asked my husband, who is Shannon and Sara? And then she said that his face turned white, like he saw a ghost, and he was speechless. Then he was just shocked that she knew those names. And he was like shaking and didn't know what to say and was stuttering, just like, how do you know? How do you know those names? So she said he was just so shocked and couldn't even speak. And I wish that she would have said, God told me. I wish she would have said that. I don't know. But she said that he was so shocked that she knew the names that he couldn't even lie to her. And then he told her, those are women that I'm seeing right now. But that's not the shocking part. The reason why he was so shocked was, he said, I hid those names, I hid those women so well, you would have never have found out. So obviously, God used me to help her find out. Her faith was very good, obedient, been faithful to him the whole time that he was with somebody else. And so God was able to connect she and I together. And so he couldn't even lie. He said, I can't even lie to you because I'm just in utter shock that you know those names. So yeah, so she said, my husband's moving out this weekend and I'm not going to divorce him, but he cannot be seeing other women while he's living in our home together. And I never got an update from her. I reached out to her to ask her how she's doing, and it's been over a year now, a year and a half, and she still won't respond back to me. She reads my messages, but yeah, she just maybe is still in shock. She's still struggling, maybe struggling with her faith, because a lot of people, another thing too, is a lot of people confuse people who have gifts as psychics. And that's why psychics, how psychics came to be, because the gift came first. But the devil also knows about these things, and the devil knows that people love hearing about the future and love hearing about secret things. And so people who used to be gifted from God, if they become disobedient or start charging people a lot of money and it becomes a money-making business, then God does take the gift from them. So then those people do go into witchcraft to get their gifts. And I did come across a woman that did that. She used to be gifted, and then she ended up going into the occult. So I had to cut myself from her. So yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked. And I had no idea the ministry that God was putting me through, that he was calling me to. And I've got tons of stories like that, and I can't wait to share it all with you. But I wanted to tell you the story, the first story that ever that started this whole ministry, that helped me to discover, oh my goodness, I have a gift. So yeah, everything that I do for free, from praying, from interceding. Everything I do is for free, because Jesus taught for free, Jesus healed for free. And so obviously in the future, when my ministry gets bigger and I'm able to reach people, and the Spirit ever leads anyone to sow into my ministry, of course, but I will never charge any of those things. And I know that's why a lot of people are afraid to reach out to me, because they've come across those who said, oh, if you want me to pray for you, it's $100. If you want me to intercede for you, it's $400. So anyways, God bless you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.